Imagine your electricity bill dropping to zero, not because you are using less power, but because you are making your own power. We are going to generate free electricity using a kite, not a toy. A properly engineered kite system that pulls a string, spins a motor, and charges a battery all automatically with no human effort needed after the initial launch. This is called airborne wind energy, and it is one of the most serious and exciting areas of renewable energy research happening right now. Companies like Makani, which was funded by Google, and Kite Power in Europe have spent millions developing large-scale versions of this exact concept. But today, we are going to build a working version ourselves step by step using parts that we can find in scrap yards and without any complicated electronics. Let me first explain why this idea is genuinely better than solar and wind before we touch a single component. When we talk about wind energy, the key formula that every engineer uses is this. Power equals half multiplied by air density multiplied by the area swept by the blades multiplied by the cube of wind speed. That word cube is the most important part. If wind speed doubles, the available power does not double. It increases by 8 times. This means wind high up in the sky, where it blows faster and more consistently, carries dramatically more energy than wind near the ground. Studies from research institutions like the Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands show that at a height of around 200 to 400 meters, wind speeds are typically 2 to 3 times faster than at ground level. Using our formula, we can say that the energy available up there is 8 to 27 times more than what a standard ground level wind turbine can access. A kite flies exactly in that zone. It is already up there in the best wind, doing what it naturally does. Now compare the cost. A basic kite power setup like the one we are building today can be assembled for under $400. A good quality treadmill motor, which we will use as our generator, costs between $40 and $80 second hand. The kite itself, a strong delta or foil kite, costs $20 to $50. The frame, bearings, spool and wiring add maybe another $50 to $60. The battery, a 12-volt 100 ampere hour live PO4 pack, which stands for lithium iron phosphate, a type of rechargeable battery known for being extremely safe, long-lasting and tolerant of frequent charge and discharge cycles, can be found for around $200 to $250. Total investment is well under $400. Now, let me walk you through how we are going to build this step by step. The first thing you need to build is the spool. This is a cylindrical drum that holds the kite string and is divided into 2 sections by a divider in the middle. The reason for the divider is very simple. We are going to have 2 separate strings running to the kite, a main string and a control string. The spool is mounted on a central metal shaft, and that shaft sits on 2 ball bearings, one on each side, fixed to a strong metal frame. Ball bearings are necessary because we need the spool to spin freely when the kite pulls. The shaft of the spool connects directly to a treadmill motor. This is the most important component in our system. Treadmill motors are actually perfect for this project because they are built to handle high torque, which means high rotational force, and they are designed to run as generators if you spin them externally. When the kite pulls the string and spins the spool spins the motor shaft, and the motor converts that spinning motion into electrical energy. Now between the motor and the battery, we wire in a diode. A diode is a tiny electronic component that only allows electricity to flow in one direction. We wire it in what is called reverse bias with respect to the battery, meaning the battery cannot send electricity back into the motor. The only flow allowed is from the motor to the battery. Now let us talk about the control string mechanism, because this is where the real cleverness of this system lives. The main string attaches to the kite's main bridle, which is the point where all the forces of the kite are balanced. The control string attaches to the intersection of the kite's wooden sticks. When you pull the control string, it tilts the entire face of the kite, changing what is called its angle of attack. Angle of attack is the angle at which the kite faces into the wind. When the angle of attack is high, the kite catches maximum wind and pulls hard. When the control string is pulled and the angle reduces, the kite cuts through the wind instead of fighting it, and the pulling force drops to almost nothing. This is our way of turning the kite on and off without landing it. To make this automatic, we build an L-shaped metal pivot, which we call the L-joint. It is mounted on a shaft and can tilt forward and backward freely. Both arms of this L-shaped metal piece has a lot of holes. The main string has to pass through the top hole of the rear leg as shown. This string finally connects to the main bridle point of the kite. The red control string passes through the lower hole of the rear leg, then through the top hole of the front leg, and finally through the ring at the bridle point. This red string finally connects to the wooden intersection point of the kite. Right below this L-shaped metal piece is a simple push switch mounted on the frame along with a strong neodymium magnet. Now here is how the fully automatic cycle works. When the kite is first launched, it catches the wind and begins pulling the main string. The string unspools, thus spinning the shaft, spinning the motor, and generating electricity that flows through the diode and into the battery. We can calculate the expected power output using our earlier formula. If wind speed at a height of 200 meters is around 8 meters per second and our kite has an effective area of 2 square meters, we get roughly P equals half times 1.25 kilograms per cubic meter times 2 times 8 cubed, which gives us approximately 640 watts of theoretical wind power. A well-designed kite system captures roughly 40% of that, giving us around 250 watts of real charging power. That is more than enough to charge a 100 ampere hour battery in 4 to 5 hours of good flying. Here is the circuit diagram for it. To improve the system efficiency further, use an MPPT charge controller. Replace the diode. Here is the updated diagram with the MPPT included. The kite continues to fly out, pulling the string off the spool. It keeps unspooling steadily. The main string reaches 200 meters in length. At that exact point, we tied a small knot on the main string. This knot gets caught by the hole in the L-shaped metal piece. The tension from the kite pulls the L-shaped metal piece forward. That forward tilt does two things simultaneously. First, it pulls the control string. That changes the kite's angle of attack. Wind resistance collapses almost completely. The kite now flies like a flag in the wind, not a sail. Second, it presses the push button switch below. A neodymium magnet on the switch holds the L-shaped metal piece firmly in place. The switch activates an isolated boost converter. This circuit takes a lower input voltage and converts it to a higher output voltage. In plain terms, it takes 12-volt battery power. It boosts it up to 20 to 50 volts as needed. This 20-volt signal feeds the treadmill motor in the opposite direction. The motor spins in reverse. It reels the kite back in at high speed. We want the reeling as fast as possible. Every second spent reeling is a second not generating power. With no wind resistance now, the motor fights no tension. It reels the full string back in within a few seconds. The energy cost of reeling is far less than the energy generated during the outward flight. That makes this system net positive. We always gain more than we spend. The kite reels into the second knot on the main string tied at 20 meters. The knot catches in the hole of the L-shaped metal piece. It pulls the piece forward back to its original position. As soon as this happens, the switch turns off. The boost converter stops. The control string goes slack. The kite catches the wind again, and the entire cycle begins from the start, completely on its own with zero human input. This is a continuous closed loop system. Fly out and generate, reel back in and spend very little, fly out and generate again. The future of this technology is already being tested at scale. Companies like Kite Power in the Netherlands have deployed systems generating 100 kilowatts using large automated kites enough to power 30 homes. The fundamental principle is identical to what we have built today, just scaled up with professional materials and software. Thank you for watching.
There's this great news, guys. I have this new website, www.electrondeals.com. You can see there are so many countries listed for products to buy from Amazon, and if not, then there is Banggood Worldwide. Here you can see similar products are going to be listed in 2 pages, just like the other countries. And if we click on the buy on Amazon link, you are going to be redirected directly to that page of the product from where you can buy. You don't have to go and search for the products. Link will be provided in the description. You can check it out. So coming back to the video.